A bright and breezy day in good old Yorkshire, and today out on my CF Moto 800 MT. And up front we've got red leader Andy, and bringing up the rear, Gazza, Colin, Glenn and Gordon. So I can't remember the last time I rode out in a group of 6, but any road up. I know we're going to get wet at some point, such is the nature of the old forecast, but we're going east. Next stop even Helmsley today. Next stop Helmsley, up in the north of the county. Very popular bike meeting place, and well worth a visit if you're in this neck of the woods. Aye. So yeah, it's coming up 1900 miles on the CF. Love every single mile. And probably the next video that I do on this bike will be a 2,000 mile owner's review. And I'll be telling you about my top 5 likes and top 5 dislikes for this here bike. But the 5 big likes, and will be 4 pretty nitpicky dislikes. 5, sorry, nitpicky dislikes. Aye, so stick around for that. So I've just put a belly pan on this bike. I put a bit of the old wheel trim tape on. I always think that sets a bike off nice if you get the right stuff. And I'm just waiting on delivery of a centre stand, and that's one of the issues with CF Moto at the moment, with the bikes and the accessories. There's quite a bit of a wait for them, so I've been told end of September for a centre stand for this here bike. Now I could go on to AliExpress and get some cheap bloody homemade job from China, but I'd rather wait for the genuine CF Moto part. So yeah, lubing the chain is it's not a pain in the backside really, just takes a bit longer. I've got quite a long driveway, so I'm fine for sort of moving the bike about. And I suppose the other option would be a Scott oiler. Only trouble with Scott oilers is it's liquid oil in it, so you know, if you're oiling your chain yourself, you can use a can of dry lube, which is what I've used on this. But any road up, let's see. Aye, and I have in front of me here, currently on rear video camera setting, the new Aoocci C6 Pro. And fabulous bit of kit this. I reviewed it recently, go take a look at that video. Both the C5 Pro and the C6 Pro I've reviewed. The only difference between this and the C5 Pro is it's a 6.25 inch screen instead of a 5 inch screen, and you get a remote control that attaches on your bike. I attached it here, but it wasn't working for me, and I don't particularly need it. But that's the only difference, really. The rest is pretty much the same. Forward and rear facing video cameras, record and playback facility. This is recording now. Tyre pressure monitoring, GPS, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and one or two other bits and bats. Great bit of kit. And I know, yeah, okay, so I've got 3 screens going on here. I've actually only got 2 extra screens, haven't I? Because I want to keep navigation separate to video or CarPlay, and that navigation there is for thy benefit, folks, that keep asking me, will you tell us which road you're on and where you're going and yada yada. And so all you got to do is look there on that there Garmin, and you'll be able to see exactly where we are and exactly where we're going. Hey! I've also fitted the Oxford heated grips, because this being the sport model, bizarrely it don't come with heated grips. And if you think about it, a bike that comes with cruise control as standard and a quick shifter that I don't use anyway, but don't come with don't come with heated grips. So I fitted the Oxfords, no drama there. Still mighty windy today. Right, so let's talk cameras, because I know quite a few of you out there wanting to do a bit of motorcycle vlogging yourselves for YouTube. And as you are aware, and I don't know if my cameras are behaving themselves now. If they're not, I'm just wasting my breath and you'll never get to see this. But as you probably are aware, I've had quite a few problems with my GoPros just stopping recording whenever they feel like it. And most infuriatingly, on Thursday, when I took out for review the new Royal Enfield Gorilla 450, when I got home I found that the same had happened with the main camera, the Hero 12, the helmet camera, and half, if not more, of the footage was just missing, gone, never recorded. I was furious, to say the least. Thankfully, Apple Yards were happy for me to go back the next day and fill in the gaps, so to speak. And if you've seen that video, you might be able to spot the point at which the 2 days are edited together. Because on the first one my chin strap's on, on my helmet, and on the second one it isn't. So that second one, that was recorded on a Friday, right in the wake of a storm, Storm Lillian, that had carved its way across the UK. So cameras starting to be a real pain in the backside of these GoPros, and that ain't good enough. That ain't good enough. And what absolutely sealed it for me was on Thursday, when I'm doing a review, which is a substantial part of what I do for the channel, and on an important bike as well, the Gorilla. And the 400 quid's worth of the GoPro Hero 12 just binned the better part of me work. So the only real choices are DJI Osmo Action 4 or Insta360 Ace Pro. Now, each of those cameras has an issue. Well, certainly an issue for me. The issue with the DJI Osmo Action 4 is that if you use a lavalier mic plugged into an adapter on the camera, which is the way I do it with the GoPros, number one, apparently it can take up to 30 seconds for the camera to recognise the mic, which is problematic. And apparently once you are recording audio, it ain't right good. So what you have to do is buy the rather expensive wireless DJI mic system. But the problem with that for me is, because I've seen it used by Really Good TV and TMF and one or two others, I think the sound is far too clean. I think when you're enjoying vicariously somebody else's ride out, you really want to be hearing some of the associated sounds, a bit of wind noise and certainly the engine noise. With that DJI system, on all the channels I've watched that are using that with the wireless mic, the sound is so clean, it sounds almost like a voiceover. You know, it sounds like you're sat in a studio rather than the sort of a visceral, engaging environment of being aboard the bike. So neither of those options really much good for me. Now it's rumoured there's an Osmo Action 5 coming out the end of August, and I'll just wait and see if that offers a solution. So then I'm thinking, well, the good bit more expensive Insta360 Ace Pro. But it was pointed out to me by Matt of Classic Rides channel, who's a professional photographer, that near focusing is all but impossible. So I think it's minimum focus distance is between 30 and 60 centimetres, 1 and 2 feet, depending on you speak to, or who you speak to rather. I think Matt sort of said it's about 50 centimetres, so what he found was the helmet camera can't keep in sharp focus the instrumentation in front of you, which is quite important for what I do. So I dropped a line to Bruce, Teapot 1, because he uses the Insta360 Ace Pro, and sort of inquired as to what issues he might have had vis-a-vis that focusing distance, and yeah, same issue. But he seemed to think it were nearer 30 centimetres than 60, which would be manageable, because I reckon these screens are about 40-45 centimetres away from the helmet camera. So I think on balance it's going to be the Insta360 Ace Pro as the main helmet camera, and I'll just get the one in the first instance and see how I get on with it. But this constant just bloody locking up of GoPros is, I think it's absolutely unforgivable. I'm surprised there hasn't been a class action by now. But they don't seem bothered. Any road up, let's see how long they've lasted today, eh? Well, what a surprise! 6 minutes into this video, the bike mounted GoPro Hero 10 decided to stop recording despite having a fully charged Enduro battery in. Wonderful. And on 2 separate occasions during filming, the GoPro Hero 12 similarly stopped recording again in spite of having a brand new fully charged GoPro Enduro battery. So yeah, I'm sort of at my wit's end with GoPro. And the 2 realistic alternatives, DJI and the Insta Ace Pro, both have issues, and it'll be a question of the lesser of the 2 evils going forward. Right, well, the last thing that you want to listen to is me droning on about GoPros. Suffice to say, if you're going to buy an action camera and you're thinking about GoPro, all I will say is caveat emptor. Enough said. So now you can sit back and hopefully enjoy this here ride over the North York moors into the popular biking spot, which is Helmsley. I'll see thee.